Food is essential for each and every growing animal, including pigs. But is it quality over quantity or quantity over quality? Today we are in Limuru trying to find out which is which. Hello and welcome to the Oglis. I'm your host, Moredi Mwebi.
My name is Elizabeth Ndamba. I am General Manager at Ngano Millers Limited, but we trade by the name Pamoja Quality Feeds. It was founded as Ngano Millers Limited back in 2017, and we started off as Unga Ugali Millers, hence our name, and then COVID. So we branched to Pamoja Quality Feeds, where we now manufacture feed for consumption by animals. So we mainly deal in pigs, dairy, chicken, and dogs, and we also have feed that comes from Netherlands for tilapia. To be honest, I haven't yet come across a difficult, quote unquote, customer. What we do is ensure that our customers are well educated before, during using our product. That way, whenever you have a customer that is knowledgeable in the product that they're using, then difficult situations are hardly to occur. So we are grateful for the clientele base that we have. So difficult, not yet. We have a platform on WhatsApp where we have all of our customers who join, and they're free to ask questions. And it's through that platform that we're able to address their concerns. We also have, of course, our official phone numbers where they can call us. We also have our website where they can leave their comment, and we have that addressed. And once again, we work very closely with the Hughes, who are our manufacturers for the concentrates that we incorporate in our feeds. And still, our customers can talk to them whenever they have an issue, and we have it resolved. The Hughes is a family-owned Dutch company, and one of their wings is called cow dyes, but you'll hear a lot of us using the name Kujis. So cow dyes are a number of concentrates that we have within our stores, as you have seen, that we use to manufacture the compound feeds. So the Hughes, as of early this year, are now in operation in Kenya, and we are one of 2 distributors for their products. So we work hand in hand with them in distributing the cow dyes concentrates as well as the aqua feeds. We also now incorporate said concentrates into our compound feeds that now go by the name Pamoja feeds. The only thing that is imported is the concentrates, and then maize germ, and sometimes maize meal. The other raw materials are sourced locally. However, we are quite stringent in who becomes our supplier so that we are able to maintain our quality. So yes, we do purchase a good bulk of our raw materials locally. There are formula that are recommended by the Hughes, which are readily available on the Hughes website, which is www.thehughes.co.ke. And so there are 2 formula recommended. One is optimal, the other one is economical formula. And so in our application, we use, depending on what feed we're making, we can use either one of those formulas to manufacture the feeds. We do not deviate from the recommended formula. The only thing we add as a measure of caution is the toxin binder and lime, because whatever we find in the Kenyan market in terms of raw materials, you find that maybe a farmer underfeeds or rather has breeds that are quite weak, because now lime provides calcium. So basically that's what we add. And then now the toxin binder to mitigate any toxin effects. The best source of information is really from the consumers. And at the bottom of this process is the pig. The pig is the one that, because now we're talking about pigs right now, it's basically the pig that tells us whether our feed is up to par or not. Having given our customer all the education that is required, then in that feedback loop is where we get information from customers. And as I said, we have customers across the country, and we have a platform where all of them can contribute. So we get feedback from them, either in that platform or directly. And so we are able to keep up with the trends. There are customers who would ask, I have, say, canola on my farm. Can I use that to make feeds based on your formula? And so given that kind of a farmer, we are able to have them test the resultant feed that they make. And so we're able to keep up with them based on the raw materials that is accessible to them. We are stringent on who becomes our supplier. We have just a handful of suppliers, and for them to get to that level of being our selected suppliers, we had to vet them. We know their processes, and we keep going back to them to ensure that the quality of the raw materials that we're getting into the warehouse is good. Number two, we have various ways of ensuring that our feed retains its quality in terms of nutrition and also hygienically. We're also able to test our feeds on the regular to ensure that we are keeping up with the required standards. For example, and this is just an example, one of the regulations that we have is that aflatoxin has to be under 20 units of measure. And so we ensure that whatever feed we're making or whatever raw materials that we are receiving will meet that said standard and actually surpass that standard, so that we are keeping in our quality. Our feed is based on formulation, which we do not deviate from. And so the formulation is, as I said, it's tested, it's proven, and it's tested based on locally available raw materials. So once we keep to that formulation, we're able to maintain our quality. We do have the hues. Remember that we are Pamoja Quality Feeds powered by the hues. And so part of that contract, or rather part of that engagement with them, is that we have now the field agents who are trained in animal husbandry. And so these are the agents that we send to the ground wherever our shops are located, all of those territories, so that we are able to continue educating the farmer on the nutritional aspects of whatever raw materials that they're using, and again, how to generally maintain their styes so that the resultant animal is, it has nutritionally balanced feed, and then of course we have good meat in the market. It all starts with, do you have a formula? Sometimes we have events where a farmer in a desperate need will hop about and mix whatever they had there. The farmer say, oh, this is working, this is working. If you want to grow your pigs and grow them within about 22 to 24 weeks, it is always good to remain consistent, but with a tested formula. And what that is going to do is that your pigs, the digestive tract of your pig is developed long before they're even born. And so you're able to fast track the growth. Actually, fast track is not the word. You just have a consistent growth of your animal, and so you are able to harvest it sooner rather than later. A pig that goes over 7 months that you want to harvest for meat, really we call that a pig that's already eating into your pocket. But if you're able to remain consistent from the ground up, then you're able to have your harvest within that time frame. But then again, there are very many aspects of piggery. Majorly, we have the breed that you have. You must ensure that you have the quality breed, and also for what purpose do you want this pig for? Do you want a pig that is going to give you large litter? Is it for meat? You have to know what is your eventual market that you're targeting, and therefore you get the breed based on that. Again, there's a management of the farm. You could have the best of the best everything, and yet the management of the farm, maybe the water is contaminated, or your farm hand does not know how to properly feed this high quality feed that you're using. And so if that bit is not looked after, then again the eventual quality of your meat or of the pig, the time frame that you have with that animal, is inconsistent. So you've got the breed, management, and feed. Those are the major factors in piggery. We do have a product that we call nurse meal. And our recommendation is you can feed it dry, or you can make a yogurt out of it, or you can make just regular milk with using warm water. So that's the feed that is fed in liquid form. The rest of the feed is fed dry. However, the pig must have access to clean water. And this is why we insist upon having nipples, because those will retain the quality of your water. Rather, the pig is not able to dirty the water. So ensure that whenever you're feeding your pig, the pigs have access to clean water throughout. The cow script that we have is fed from day 7 to piglets at day 7, and it can be fed all the way to weaning. However, there are quantities, and we have a feeding program that we share with our farmers freely, so that they're able to measure the amount of feed they're giving to the animal. And so one of the key things that we insist upon is having a weighing scale. And this is a weighing scale that's able to weigh grams and all the way to over 100 kgs, because we have those in the market. That way you're able to measure how much feed is fed to your pigs and at what stage, based on that feeding program. There's a plant that is under construction in Athi River, and this plant is going to, or rather is being built so that the hues is able to supply the local market. We're looking at about opening at mid next year. We will see where that goes. And so again, we are happy to have consistent supply and in large scale of the same feed that we have, but now in bigger scale. And so we're able to penetrate all of the Kenyan markets. And so that is some good news to look forward to. One day you go to the market, you're buying maize jam, it's at a certain amount of money. Tomorrow you find it at 3-4 shillings above, and in a span of a short while it's up by 10 or whatever amount of shillings. And since our production is in bulk, the implication on that cost again becomes quite big. So that, I'd say, is the biggest challenge. But a wise man said, adapt or die. So we adapt. As for the new farmer, research. Do your research, but do not expect results from whatever farm to apply, similarly to your farm. And the reason for that is, as I'd mentioned about the factors in piggery, the management, the breed, and also the feed, what customer, or rather what farmer A, the results that they have in their farm will not be similar to what you have, but at least close. So do your research of the market from beginning to end. How much are you going to use, or rather how much money, are you going to put into rearing your pigs, and even go deeper in how much does it cost you to produce 1 kg, or rather to grow 1 kg of meat. If you do your research properly, then the math will math for you. Aflatoxin is just one of many mycotoxin that can develop in an animal. And mycotoxin does not only grow at storage, it starts even in the seeds before it's planted. In what farm is it planted? It's a long process. And so, as I said earlier, as a mitigation factor, we add a toxin binder to all of our feeds to mitigate any effect on the animal. However, the feed could also develop mycotoxin in the storage at the farm level. So we all have to be careful in how we store our feeds, our raw materials, in order to ensure that we're not growing mycotoxin, and also how long are you going to keep this feed if it's a compound feed? How long are you going to keep it? Are you buying expired raw materials? Are you buying raw materials that contain more moisture than they should have? So it's imperative that we ensure that the quality of raw materials remain top-notch. May of this year, we became distributors of cow dyes. And so again, looking into the future, we have that cow dyes plant coming up, the Hughes plant coming up in the river. So the future for us is bright because again, we are going to continue solidifying our relationship with the Hughes and penetrate the East African market. There is a formula, as I said, that has finisher. And if you look at the ingredients that are required to make a finisher, it's just that you drop the energy level. So if you are at the energy level from grower to finisher, you just drop the energy level. So the feedback, this comes back to the feedback that we get from farmers, is that they are able to go all the way to harvesting their pigs using the grower and not developing another feed, which would be another cost of producing. All they do is regulate, because the name finisher basically means regulating that end result. So you just basically look at how your pigs have been developing, and then you tweak to finish your pig depending on what results you're looking for. We've learned a lot. One of the things that comes outrightly is, verifying your source for raw materials, verifying your source for information, developing this relationship throughout the value chain, up to even the market level for pigs, so that you're getting feedback even from processors of animals, and they will tell you, I know this farmer who uses your feed, and this is how the pigs are looking like, so can you do something? So information, I think, for us is something that we are keen on developing on a daily basis, and we learn on a daily basis. And so if we were to redo something, it's a lot of learning and relearning, which is done on a daily basis. Yeah, we do not ourselves engage in buying of the meat or processing of the meat. However, as I said, we have a platform for our farmers, and they're able to sell to one another. Whether we have a farmer in value addition, they have a clientele base within our farmers, or you have farmers who sell their piglets. We also have maybe someone that has grown gilts and they're up for sale. So in that engagement, or from farmer to farmer, then we give them that platform to share with one another. We have 12 outlets, one of which is here in Ngarariga. And then towards Mount Kenya, we have a shop in Kenol, Kerogoya, Embu, and Meru. And we're looking also to develop other shops in other areas. Then we also have Nakuru, Narok, Kisii, Busia, Busia, Kisumu, and Homa Bay. So we also have another shop in Dogota where we were formerly based about 2 weeks ago. So farmers can collect feeds from any one of our outlets, and we have both compound feeds and concentrates for them to consume in all of those shops. I would say to each one of our customers that thank you, because this Pamoja Quality Feeds really has been founded on the loop that we have created. They're able to give us feedback, and we're able to continually improve on our quality up to where we are today. And so really they are the backbone of our business. And so thank you, continue giving us feedback. Thank you for the support that we're getting from them. Even when times get tough, we still have our customers staying with us and weathering the storm with us. So for that, we are really, really grateful.
I am Samuel Kamau. I am the sales and marketing personnel at Pamoja Quality Feeds, which is at Ngano Millers. We source our raw materials from our trusted partners and suppliers some of them which are imports from Uganda and Netherlands in partnership with the Hughes. We also source others from Thika, from trusted suppliers. Thika and others, the wheat products, we get them from Mombasa maize millers. The raw materials that we use to make our feeds, the main one is maize germ, which we import from Uganda, and maize meal as well. We also use wheat pollard, we use wheat bran, and now we use the Coogis concentrates. The ones that we manufacture with, we start with the starter, then we go to growers, dryso, and lactator. Those are the main feeds that we manufacture here, or rather that we produce here, but we also have other feeds that we sell to our customers, those who are willing to formulate their own feeds. For starter, we use maize germ, we use maize meal, and we use wheat pollard. Starter doesn't include wheat bran. Then we go to growers. Growers, we use maize germ, we use maize meal, we use the cow dice concentrates, and we use wheat bran. Then we go to dryso. Dryso, it just requires maize germ, Coogis concentrates, and wheat bran and maize meal. Then the lactator, it consists of maize meal, maize germ, wheat bran, and the Coogis concentrates. Starter, it's fed from weaning. Once you wean your piglets, weaning is the separation of piglets from the sow. You start introducing the starter feed, after which should be from the time of weaning to around the third month when the piglet has attained 40 kgs. Then after there you switch to growers. Growers, we recommend that our farmers give growers up to market readiness when the pigs are ready to go for market. But during the last month, you regulate the amount that you are feeding. Like if you are giving 2.5 kgs per day, you reduce to 2 kgs per day per pig. Then you go to lactator. Dryso is given to the in-pig sows and the boars that are in the farm for breeding. They are fed on dryso. Then there is the lactator. Lactator is fed to the lactating sows or the nursing mothers up to the time you will wean the piglets. After weaning the piglets, this nursing sow is then fed on dryso again up to the time she will farrow again. So we do not produce soybean reason. Our feeds are tailored to the specific age of the pig, because pigs have different nutritional requirements based on the stage of growth they are at. Like a nursing sow has different nutritional requirements with a growing pig or with a piglet. The soybean is known as a standard feed that is fed to all the pigs despite their stage of growth, which is not, we do not recommend that one. The prices usually vary with the availability or easy access of the raw materials. Right now, our starter is going for 4,500. Our grower feed is going for 4,100. Our dryso is going for 3,500, and our lactator is going for 4,100. But these prices, they are not permanent. They keep changing depending with the availability of the raw materials. Our feeds are in our different outlets nationwide. Also, we supply our feeds across parts of Kiambu and Kajiado, but not limited to those areas alone. We have different outlets. In Nakuru, we have one in Nakuru, Kenol, Embu, Meru, Busia, Narok, Kisii, Homa Bay, and Kisumu. Our feeds can be accessed from those locations. We do have extension services and farm visits. We go to farmers, we educate them how to go about their mixing, and in formulating their own feeds, we always encourage them to stick by the recommended ratios, and if they have to deviate from what is recommended by the Hughes, they have to first of all take a sample of the feed that they are producing or rather formulating and subject it to lab analysis so that they can get to know the nutritional levels that feed contains. Manufacture feeds for 4 animals, that is pigs, dairy, poultry, and dogs. But we also have another feed that is ready-made. We get it from the hills, that is fish feeds. Grower, we put on 75 kgs of cow dyes, the KPCs, then 585 of wheat maize germ, 100 kgs of maize meal, and 60 kgs of wheat bran, 120 kgs of wheat pollard. That is our grower feed. Then our dry zone, we put 790 kgs of maize germ, we put 94 kgs of maize meal, we put 56 kgs of wheat bran, and 100 kgs of KPC. By KPC, I mean our Kujis concentrates. We include toxin binders in all when formulating all of our feeds. These toxin binders helps to mitigate or to reduce any effects of the aflatoxins. Then the other measure that we put is our storage. We make sure that our storage is our raw materials are stored in optimal conditions so that they don't get contaminated. There is market for our feeds, especially now that the pork consumption is increasing and farmers are commercializing pig farming. So that is to say that more farmers are embracing pig farming, and they are transiting from the traditional way of keeping pigs. You know, in the past, farmers used to give pigs leftovers and market waste. Nowadays, they are coming up from that notion that pigs are dirty animals. They should be fed with the wasted leftovers. Now they are coming to ready feeds or to commercial feeds. So market is there. You can go to our website, which is www.pamojafeeds.com. Once you are there, you can get to our online system, which is Odo. Once there, you'll find our catalog. You can select any product that you wish to purchase from us. Then from our end, we shall see that you visited our website, you selected the products that you are interested in, and once you are there, you have to leave your contact details, because we'll contact you, either your email address or your phone number. We'll contact you and know how the feed will get to you. Alternatively, you can go to our various shops or come to our main warehouse. You'll get the products from here. Our feeds can only be accessed from our shops that I mentioned earlier. We do not engage any middleman in the distribution of our feeds. Reason being, we want to maintain the integrity of our feeds, because we can give our feeds to another person to sell on behalf of us, and they may end up compromising the same. So it has to come from us or from our outlets. We have extension officers in partnership with the Hughes. They are always ready and willing to help farmers when need be. They can, whenever they are contacted, they come to the farm. You have a discussion with them, and they will offer solutions.
As we have learned today, nutrition values matter a lot in animal production: proteins, carbohydrates, amino acids, and fiber. Please make sure you follow the instructions that you have been given by Liz, and remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.